are providing only 20% video as a part of promotion. For remaining 80%, that is 6 to 8 articles, current affairs video, NCERT videos and general studies complete videos, please subscribe to our complete package. 1. The Antibiotic Red Line of Control. GS Paper 3. Issues related to health and human resources. Why recently in news? Recently, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare launched a much-needed public awareness campaign to highlight the dangers of misuse and irrational use of antibiotics. Campaign called Medicines with the Red Line is spreading the awareness among patients. It is urging medicines with red line on the strip should never be consumed without doctor's prescription. Why the Medicine with Red Line is much needed awareness program from India's field of vision. Consumption of antibiotics in India has increased sharply while the effectiveness of these drugs to treat bacterial infections has been steadily declining. High disease burden, rising income, cheap, unregulated sales of antibiotics and poor public health infrastructure are some of the reasons for the sharp increase in antibiotic use. Inadequate diagnostic facilities, lack of antibiotic guidelines and patients' demand for quick relief often determine doctors' prescription habits, besides incentives from drugs companies and chemists to push certain products. In 2010, India consumed 13 billion units of antibiotics, the highest in the world. Between 2005 and 2009, consumption shot up by 40%. As a result, there must be improper awareness among people. India need to overcome the twin challenge of overconsumption of antibiotics breeding drug-resistant bacteria, and also ensuring that the poor and vulnerable have easy access to antibiotics. In such a directions, what effective steps should our government need to take? Government should crack down on drug companies manufacturing irrational fixed-dose combination drugs. Loose antimicrobials coming without packaging and not mentioning the name of the drug, its manufacturer, the date of manufacture, or the date of expiry should be curbed. The government should also urgently regulate drug companies discharging antimicrobial waste into the environment. Government must regulate the use of antibiotics in animal feed to combat antibiotic resistance and obtain healthier animal products because misuse of antibiotics in food animals is linked to the antibiotic resistance problems we face today. Better sanitation and effective infection control measures in healthcare settings must be ensured by government to stop spreading of drug-resistant strains. The way forward: restricting sales of antibiotics, particularly the commonly used ones, is a double-edged sword. India has to turn the spotlight on ensuring sustainable access even while maintaining sustainable effectiveness of all antibiotics. The only way to achieve this twin objective is by ensuring that all stakeholders, government, patients, veterinarians, doctors, pharmacists, pharmaceutical companies and healthcare facilities, play their respective roles more responsibly. For more details on superbugs, role of antibiotics in medical field, why antibiotics are becoming less and less effective against bacterial infections, how a bug becomes a superbug, please watch November 22nd video. 2. Is pollution affecting birds' sound? GS Paper 3, Environmental Pollution and its Impact Assessment. Why recently in news? A project to study the impact of pollution on the acoustic quality of birds is being undertaken at the National Zoological Park. The project is being undertaken by the students of the Delhi University at the zoo, that houses around 642 birds of 51 different species, as per 2015 inventory report. The avian project will record the sounds of birds in order to gauge the impact of pollution on their acoustic quality. Why the acoustic levels for birds are most influential. What will be the implications if they are disturbed? Birds generally produce low-frequency sounds so that these signals travel long distances and reach their mates or other birds. But due to the rising pollution level, there has been a sharp increase in their frequency levels. Human settlement and environment quality of an area affect the acoustic level of birds. How the study is being conducted. The time between 6 a.m. and 8 a.m. and from 5:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. are the best for observing the sound of birds. As the day passes and the sunlight becomes stronger, the ground heats up and the sounds get refracted or dispersed.